For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, sincerity. And, you know, as you know, the Lord, He took everything away from us, but gradually He's giving it back. And, you know, Proverbs 4:18 said that the just shall shine more and more until the great day. All right, what is that great day? Jacob's trouble, Mark of the Beast, World War III, and ultimately this place getting, destroyed. And the scriptures also say, then you should know who is my chosen. So this video is more on, the mercy of the Lord, like the state that we was in. Now he had mercy on his elect, man. They say he took the bread, he took the water, Yahweh Shah said, I am the bread of life. He that eat of this bread shall live forever. That's why Yahweh Shai had to come down here. Our Father sent down his only begotten Son to die for all of Israel, but the elect first. All right? The ones who actually believe on him. Because the Lord has rejected us, according to Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 8. Gave us a bill of divorcement. But that was prophesied that we was going to lose our heritage. All right? And, but the Lord, I understand more and more because, you got to taste the bitter before you get the sweet when it comes to our power. He is our Father. He wants to be, when you give your children a gift, you want them to be appreciative. You want them to rejoice. You want them to be happy. You don't want to be a person, if you bought your child a gift, they just open it and throw it to the ground or act like they're not happy. So this is the Lord's story, man. And when the Lord open your eyes and you see things plainly, you like, man, even though you're going through hell and when you're going through it, it's that bullshit. But you got to understand, it's a reward at the end. Like, a lot of people don't think that the reward is, good enough. But that's because they don't know the scriptures. They don't know the Lord. They don't even understand why they in hell anyway. But see, the ones that's in this truth, we know all things. As the scripture said in 1 John 2:20, we have an unction of the calling one. We have an unction from the Holy One, and we know all things, man. We have a holy calling. So it say the mighty man is all the things that the Lord took away from us. The mighty man, the man of war, the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient, the captain of 50, order, all right, and the honorable man, the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator, all right. He took all these things away, all right. But when you go 32 chapters down, 29 chapters down, all right, I think it's Isaiah 32. So he took all those things away, but he slowly gave it back. 32:4. So it say the heart also of the rash shall understand. Those are the ones that are mentally tired. Because that's what rash means. It means to be impatient. It means to be hasty in spirit. We was walking in a way where we ain't know. We was just living, didn't understand what the hell we was going on. We ain't understand what the hell was going on. We were just living life. We thought that these Edomites, so-called white men, aka the wicked, we actually thought these people was the people of the Bible. We actually thought these was God's children and we was Gentiles or Hamites or whatever the case may be, So he said, the heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly. Now, it's two definitions of stammers. So you got ones that is like a mocker and a one that speak proudly. And that's the spirit too, because we actually do. When we go on the highways and byways, the apostles on down, we speak in a mocking and proud way because we're standing in great boldness, joking about how this man is the piece of shit of the earth, all right? And doing it in a joking manner. And then you got stammerers, which is a person that's not of an eloquent speech, which we just read in Isaiah 3 and 3, that he took away the orator, which means to be fluent. All right. So now the people who are not, because a majority of Israel is not people that are eloquent according to, the worldview. First of all, this is not our language anyway. English is not our language. We are Hebrew Israelites. That's our language, Hebrew. You know, but most of us have speech impediments. I know I do. Most of us have speech impediments. Most of us, as a people, we speak with ebonics, aka slang. We don't pronounce all our syllables like the so-called white people, like uh, your, things like that. We don't do things like that. All right, but he said he gonna make these people speak plainly. All right, so he slowly gave it back. Now the only thing that we have to wait for is the Lord to destroy this place. All right, we got to go through that fiery trial, Jacob's trouble, which is coming down the piper. All right, but like I said, this video just to show you that how he take it away and he give it back. All right. Now from here, it say again, there is another that is slow. Now when I read this, I laughed. I was like, dang, we slow. But when you go look up the definition, one of the definitions for slow is to have mental weariness. So that's what it's talking about. Us as a people, especially from slavery all the way up to now, being oppressed, never getting a fair shot. And if you do get a fair shot, you got to be damn near perfect. You got to have shit, not straight A's, triple A's. All right. You got to have a clean record and hardly not. You can't even have a damn ticket. So you have to, just saying in the world, when you're black, you got to be 10 times better. And naturally we are anyway, just not in this system. So we've been beat down, you know. So it say again, there's another that's slow, aka mental weariness, and have need of help, wanting ability, and full of poverty. As the scripture said, blessed be the poor, that's that rich in faith that inherit the kingdom. You know, when you read that, when you emphasize on the words too, it said, blessed be the poor. But you got people, aka Christians, people who don't know this Bible, to think that prosperity is who the Lord dealing with. When they read the Gospels. That's all really Christians read, even though they don't have understanding of it. But they read the Gospels. That's what Christians read. Guess they never came across this verse called "Woe unto them that are rich, for they have received their consolation," aka comfort. All right, the Lord. This is a test run to see if you worthy. That's what you got to understand. This life is a test run of practicing abstinence, doing the best that you can, and following Him in hell to see if you worthy to make it into the kingdom on the first go around, man. If you want to summarize what this life is all about. So it say, wanting ability, full of poverty, yet the eye of the Lord look upon him for good and set him up from his low estate. All right. And the scriptures say, be thou patient when thou art changed to a low estate. And that's all of us as a whole. But you got some people who are more in the low estate, but you got to be patient. Because one thing about this truth, you have a lot of ups and downs, and sometimes you be going smoothly through the week, all right, and then all of a sudden, damn, a bump, all right, a bump will come up, And then you like, fuck. And that's why the scripture says this. And then I'm going to get back on topic. So when you're going, so it's say in the day of prosperity, there's forgiveness of affliction. So like I said, when you're going through things, when you're weak going through good, you forget about all the affliction. But guess what? And in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. So then when you is going through something, you forget about the prosperity you just had. But see, this is the scriptures, and the scripture says the scripture cannot be broken. All right, which is John 10:35. So you got to understand when you read these scriptures, you're gonna go through them. All right, these scriptures is a rebuking in itself. That's why the scripture said in Hebrews 4:12 that this word is like a double-edged sword, man. It cuts you, pierces your spirit, makes you feel bad. But then when you're reading, you have understanding. You like, God dang. Because I ain't gonna lie, when you do go through the chastisement of the Lord, man, it's the worst thing ever. All right? But you could have just had a good week. You could have had a good month. But when that chastisement come, it ain't no joke. All right? We're going back to the mercy of the Lord, what he done for his remnant, because as you see, 2/3 of his people are going to be cut off and die. They don't want to get the truth. They don't want to know the truth. All right? So he said, I will bring the blind by the way that they knew not. All right? He gave us eyes to see and ears to hear. That's why he said that in Matthew 13. Blessed are your eyes for they see. Blessed are your ears for they hear. All right? And said, I will lead them in paths that they have not known. All right? Because ain't none of us, that's why I don't even understand how a person can be proud. Ain't none of us knew this knowledge. Ain't none of us knew we was an Israelite. All right? Ain't none of us know the Lord's name. And ain't none of us know the will of the Lord. All right? The people that we cuss out, call them a devil. Like I said, at one point in time, you actually thought these was the children of the Most High. Because they control the world. They control the narrative. They could, they own all the information, telecommunications, all that. So they could basically put out lies and make them be like they're the enemy, which they still do to this day. I mean, the victims, Salakia, which they do to this day. Because they always talking about terrorists and things like that, but they the number one terrorists. All right. So it say, and I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them. All right. Woo! That's my favorite right there, man. I ain't even gonna lie. That's one of my favorites right there because when you are in, how the scriptures say, those who remain in a congregation of not understanding shall remain in a congregation of death. All right. Because guess what, man? Just because you breathe in and you wake up every day, if you don't got this breath, man, if you don't got this knowledge, you are walking dead. And to go a little deeper, that's what you're going to get at the end anyway. So you're basically just walking, living until your time of judgment. You got nothing coming to you but death. The scriptures say, all them that hate me love death. But he made darkness because guess what? What did King David say in Psalms? Though I walk through the shadowy valley of death, I will fear no evil. So this place is a dark place and it's full of death. But he actually opened our eyes to see the bullshit, of course. Esau's being exposed every day. We know everything about this dude. And guess what? It's still stuff that we don't know. Whew, imagine that. And then, and, and like the scripture said, man, his word is a lamp unto our feet, man. So we see where we going. We know who we worship, as it said in John 4. All right. He said, and make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. All right. One of my favorite scriptures, man, because he done this for his elect. And a lot of people can't get this truth. As he said, he have sent a spirit of deep sleep. All right. That's Isaiah 29:10. All right. He sent a spirit of deep sleep that the eyes cannot see and the ears cannot hear. They cannot recognize the prophets. That's why they look down on us, not knowing that one day you're going to praise us, because if we, which I hope to be, somebody got to be the elect. But the apostles and prophets of GMS on down, you got to understand that when you make your body a living sacrifice, of course that's of the Lord, but you're doing a work. As the scripture said, that your labor of love, will not be forgotten. So I just wanted to touch on that, man. I think about that all the time. You always got to be mindful of what state of person that you used to be. You didn't notice at one point in time, and how he took away everything from us, but he's slowly giving it back. And now we just waiting for, the ultimate icing on the cake, which is our deliverance and the destroying of this place called Babylon the Great. So hopefully this video was edifying, and shalom.